Hi, I'm Erin, and I decided to bring back a business that I had called the Chamoyans for my SAE project. The Chamoyans was a business that I created with my friend back in 7th grade. I was a 7th grader and she was an 8th grader, and we stopped the business because she had gone to high school and we thought it would be more trickier since we were in two different schools. When I got to the high school, I joined Ag Science. I decided to do this for my SAE project and kind of bring back the business altogether. So for a while, I started the business off with her, but towards the end, we kind of stopped doing it together. So it kind of turned into my own business in a way. Then she does still help me. I still give her a little bit of a portion of the money, but just not all of it. We started the business off with peach rings and tahini and chamoy, and it was small, so we kind of really didn't know what we were doing, and we would just set the prices for what we think they costed, and we didn't really estimate how much it would cost per ounce of each ingredient and all that stuff. Well, what I do is I calculated the prices of each individual one of the ingredients that I got per ounce, and I'll tell you in a second what that is. Um, and we're still doing the same thing, which is just peach rings, tahini chamoy. But as I continue on the business, if I do continue on the business, I'm planning on incorporating other gummies, like maybe gushers and gummy worms. Now I'm going to tell you how much it costs for each ingredient per ounce. So the ingredients that I have on this list are the peach rings, chamoy, sugar, and tahini. So the peach rings cost 21 cents per ounce. The chamoy is 7 cents per ounce. The sugar is 9, and the tahini is 55 cents. So the tahini is the most expensive thing on here, which I do have to research a cheaper tahini because this tahini does cost a lot. And this is 9 ounces for about $5. So it is pretty expensive. And to make the product cheaper, I have to find a cheaper tahini, which it's not really overpriced, and it's just at the price of how much it costs per ounce. So now I'm going to show you guys how I make my peach rings. I'm going to show you how I sanitize, how I pack them, and how I just overall make them, and what I've learned through the process of kind of centralizing my research and making the chamoy thicker so that the sugar on the peach rings don't melt. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to take this off really quickly. I'm going to wash my hands for about 20 seconds. And now here I'm taking my gloves off. So you just say like happy birthday 3 times. But I get all of that off. Dry it off with a paper towel. And I'm also going to wash the tools I'm going to be using. So since I'm going to be making a smaller batch today, probably just one bag, I'm going to use just a smaller container. Usually I use a container that's kind of like double the size because I do make like 5 pounds of peach rings. So I'm going to be washing these. They're drying on the paper towel so that the water drips down and the paper towel catches all the water that has been left on. So now I'm just going to sanitize this area. And usually when I'm sanitizing, I just want to make sure that I'm getting around everywhere with disinfectant. Now I'm going to start on the ingredients, and I'm going to measure how much sugar I'm going to put in, and I'm going to put the same amount of chamoy and tahini. The chamoy I usually don't put that much because the chamoy makes the sugar melt, so it's better if I just... So I put about 104 grams of that in there. And that's about 40 grams of this. I'm going to put 50. There you go. There you go. And then this, I'm going to put about the same amount of sugar that I put, or I mean, a little bit less, which is like 240. Not 240, so that's how much I'm looking at in the scale. So like 70 grams of tea. Should do it. I just did about like 50. And then I'm just gonna do this. And I need more. So I can add a little bit more. A little bit. So I kind of eyeball it as I go. And ounces 8.6 ounces of mix. So this is around 4 ounces. And that's 2 pounds in here, so we always say that. And now I'm going to package these and I'm going to show you guys how I package them. So I'm going to start off with a big bag. I'm going to put this on scale. For me it's easier to just put it on scale. And just like wait for it until it says 0 units. And then once I take it off, it's going to tell me how much the bag weighs. So I don't have. So now I'm just going to put this on. I'm going to put this in. So a little bit slow at a time. So this is 8.40. I'm gonna put that in on this balloon. Because it does take a little bit. Yes, I know. It's not. I packed some, not trying to do them. So out of those 2 pounds, I got 3 large bags and what's one bag. Now I'm going to talk about how much money and the sales that I made throughout the project. So in the beginning, it was kind of slow because I didn't start my SAE project until March and April. So prior to starting my business, I was doing research on what tahini to buy, what chamoy to buy, what peach rings to buy, and to make sure I could get the lowest possible in price per ounce. So the first batch I bought, the peach rings costed about 30 cents per ounce instead of 21 cents per ounce. And it did come with only 5 pounds for about $24. And the one that I recently bought was $30 for 10 pounds of peach rings. So for the first batch, I made around $95, and I split that in half with my partner Vanessa, since she was helping me sell the gummies. And the second batch, which I'm kind of working on right now, is the batch that I thicken the chamoy, and I lowered the prices of my second bag because I realized that it wasn't very fair if I put it at $6. So I ended up putting it down to $5, and for so far in this batch I've made around $65, and that's as far as I have in sales. So I would say I made around $160 worth of chamoy and peach rings. So what I got out of that, because I was also putting money in to buy new peach rings and all that stuff, so what I got out of that was around $105. So I did make quite the amount of money, and I did get my fair price out of it. And that's all I have for my SAE project. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for supporting my business. And I am going to be selling peach rings if you guys want any.
Oh, thank you so much. So right now the peach rings are $10 for the large bag, and I would say like this one's kind of filled. So it's like
$5. still. So thank you for watching.